Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule impeccably well.
Double honors.
And Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity in the hopes of being delivered in these last days, man. You know, this is the brother Yakanan.
Brother Razama.
We just want to get into a video which is going to be going in on this news that's come of recent regarding New York. Basically, what's the title?
New York bans religious exemptions
right.
for vaccines amid measles outbreak.
Right, so because of these measles outbreaks that they've been having, which, you know, they're engineered by Esau Edom, you know, to actually, you know, do stuff like this, to change certain laws, to get ready and massage people to getting that chip, man, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, according to the Holy Bible, man. All right, so what he's doing now, he's making it, you cannot exempt yourself from having a vaccination no more, man. Because there's a lot of states in America where if you hold a certain, you know, religious values, then you can, you know, be exempt from taking certain vaccines. All right, but now he's saying it don't matter what your religion is, it doesn't matter what you believe. Now, if we tell you, you know, to get a vaccine, right, you have to get the vaccine, man.
That's right. And
if you refuse to get the vaccine, then what's going to happen? You're going to be made an enemy of the state. You're going to be quarantined, man.
Yeah. Right?
You're going to be put in a specific area. You can't mingle with the people. So he's now forcing people, right, to get used to the idea of, yo, if the state says we got to get this vaccine, we got to get the vaccine.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what your religion is, you know, what your religious beliefs are, which means he overrides, you know, the power of the Lord, right, in his own mind. All right, he's overriding the power of the Lord. He's saying, look, man, it don't matter what they believe in, you know, because you got a lot of people, they believe in the Bible and they know about the laws in the Bible, man. But now he's saying that he's going to cause you to go off, all right, according to your beliefs, man. Yeah. So that it goes into that in 2 Thessalonians 2, that I think to think himself to be God.
Yeah.
You know, he's exalting himself as the Most High, man. All right.
Right. So this is new from the BBC. New York bans religious exemptions for vaccines amid measles outbreak. So lawmakers in New York have voted to eliminate religious exemptions for school vaccines for children as the state grapples with the measles outbreak. Right, the law passed on Thursday night and led to chaotic scenes in the state house as anti-vaccination supporters clashed with lawmakers. Much of New York's outbreak has centered around Orthodox Jewish communities. Right, which for me I found you know, interesting, that point, right? Because a lot of times, you know, these so-called Jews get exemptions, man.
They do, yeah.
You know, for instance, for instance, here in the UK, you can't, you know, segregate, you know, men and boys and girls in school and all of that, you know, on religious grounds and whatnot. But in these so-called Jew schools, that's what happens. They're underground schools, right? The ones that, you know, that aren't, you know, above board. There are certain things that they're allowed to get away with that if it was so-called, you know, which we ain't no Muslims, but if it was so-called Muslims doing these same things, there will be an what's the outrage about it, uproar about it, right? But it's because these so-called Jews doing it, no one really gives a shit. So when I read that, I'm like, raw, okay. So they're even going for them so-called Jews as well, right?
Hey, and regarding them so-called Jews, they used to have a lot of power, and now they're losing that power, man. Because look, man, over here in London, them guys don't even work. They don't have day jobs. They're not like everyone else. They get funded, you know, from the state wherever they dwell, and they get money. You know, the women don't work. They don't work. Some of them do have the independent businesses, but as a majority, as a community, they're basically just on the roads every day. You know, just walking around. They don't really have nothing to do, man. All right. Certain one of them, you know, they break off and they, you know, go get average jobs, but they don't have to. The ones that have done it do it because they want to do it, man. So it just shows you that even these so-called Jews, they're going to be losing their powers, man, because the scriptures say that, you know, small and great, man, rich or poor. That's right. So it's coming to that time when it don't matter who you are, man, you're going to be subject to take the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, and we'll get into that a little later, man, Lord willing.
So it says, because there was that documentary we watched, which was basically saying something like over 70% of them in Stamford Hill are registered as unemployed, man.
That's it, man. So how are they living? You know what I mean? How are they living? How are they actually getting by? Because they're getting funded. You know, they're getting funded, man. Just like America sends over a large portion of money to the land of Israel. That trickles down worldwide, man, to support them because they they believe, that they're the chosen people of God. That's why they have that privilege upon the face of the earth, man. But we know that privilege is falsified, man. It's not genuine, man. They're bastard dwelling, man.
That's right. It says more than 1,000 Americans have been diagnosed with measles in 2019, right? It says health officials say the disease is resurging. Last month, the US CDC and Center for Disease Control and Prevention warned that the US, which effectively eliminated measles in 2000, may lose its measles elimination status and as infection climbs to a 27-year high, right? Okay, so I'll read a couple more. It says the new law in New York, which was passed by the state Democrat Senate and Assembly chambers, bans parents from claiming religious exemption, which used to allow their children to forego vaccination that are normally required for schools. I'm not aware of anything in the Torah, the Bible, or Quran, or anything else that suggests you should not get vaccinated. Let's grab that.
That's it. Because he said he wasn't aware. Hey, you better be aware.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, let me grab this. It's Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy. That's right. Right, how are you going to trust this man to be putting all kind of things in you, man? Right, especially in a land like America when everything's fucking GMO.
Yep.
Right, all manner of different, toxins and poisons which aren't allowed in Europe, which aren't allowed in other parts of the world, are allowed in America.
That's right, yeah.
Right?
Hey, and if I could say, bro, another thing we got to remember is that these vaccines, when you check out these vaccines, there's a record amount of children that have been affected by these vaccines. They will come out with autism all of a sudden, Down syndrome, they'll get all kind of diseases that was basically because they took the vaccine.
That's right. They took the vaccine. It sound like took the shit.
They took these vaccines, man. Some of them can't talk after taking it. Yep. There was this woman that got a vaccine and then she started walking backwards. I mean, they said that was fake. It came out. They said it was fake, but stuff like that do happen. Stuff like that actually do happen. You lose your speech. Yeah. Because
that's a common one.
Yeah, that's a common one. You lose your speech. So these things are not meant to be in your body, man.
Yep. It says, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. When you also get the law, piercing. How do you spell? That's Leviticus 19, isn't it?
God. Yeah, man. Because the scriptures speak clearly on the law, man, and how we're not supposed to get piercings in our skin. All right. So the chip, that's a big no-no.
Yep. That's right. It says Leviticus 19:28 says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh.
That's right, man.
Right. So you ain't supposed to be making any cuts on your body, man. Whether it's a tattoo, right? And elder brother Rakar made a point. It was like, it's all of these, people that are getting chips, are getting chips from tattoo artists, man.
Right. It's true because it goes hand in hand. It's the same thing. That's why they go to the tattoo artists. And a lot of these tattoo artists, they know that, man. They know that, that's why they've taken advantage of taking that part of the business. Yep. Of actually doing the whole chipping thing, man.
That's right.
Because it's a cutting in the flesh, and they specialize in cutting you in your flesh.
That's right. So it says, I'm not aware, says the Bronx Jeffrey, who sponsored the bill. What's his name? Dinowitz. Jeffrey Dinowitz. This is a so-called Jew himself.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? That's one of them so-called Jew names.
Well, and he said he wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Because they don't deal with the scriptures, man.
Hey, and that's also in the scriptures, man.
God, they don't deal with the scriptures. Psalms 50, 16.
Yeah. Psalms 50 and 16. Right, it says, but unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Right? Hey, well, seeing thou hatest instruction, right, and castest my words behind thee, right? When, that's I was pointing. Hey, look, man, you ain't got nothing to be, quoting the Bible or whatever, what have you. You don't know the scriptures, man. Right? You don't know the scriptures. Otherwise, you wouldn't. You would know about, the things that can keep a man healthy, right? You don't need these vaccines, these petrochemicals to stay healthy. In fact, you want to stay healthy, stay the fuck away from those things, man.
That's right.
Right, but the problem is everything in this world is is polluted. So you might have some fruit, but that fruit won't yield its strength.
Yeah.
So you may end up in a position where you've got no choice but to take one of them petrochemicals, man.
Right. And you know it's a big contradiction, because they say to you, you're endangering people, you know, because you ain't getting the vaccine. But hold on, these people have got the vaccine, so they should be protected. You know, so how does that even work? That doesn't make any sense, man. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit, man. And not only that, this is the same man saying, think about the children while he's bombing children in Yemen. Yeah. He's bombing children in Afghanistan, Iraq,
Syria. Yeah.
Right? He wasn't talking about the poor children when he bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Yeah. He wasn't talking about the poor children when he dropped napalm and Agent Orange in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right, but once again, this is just showing you that this man's a devil, because it's on one side he's talking about the children while he's killing a whole load of children.
Yeah.
Right, he likes to move himself as the champion of women and children, but he's the biggest murderers of women and children.
That's right, man. That's
right.
He's a murderer, man. Cain, man. He was a murderer from the beginning.
Yeah.
John 10 and 10.
Let's grab that. 864, no?
Which one?
Yeah, because that one is Year of Your Father, the Devil.
Oh, John 8 and 44.
44,
yeah.
This is John 8 and 44. Now, this is originally being said, to Israelites, right? But look at the context, right? So it's John 8:44, Year of Your Father, the Devil, right? So you look at some of these jakes, and these jakes be acting like niggas, right? But really, who are they copying, man? Right, that whole niggerness that they're doing, Esau's the ultimate nigger, man.
Yeah.
You see something, wait, what's that, fam? Is that some oil you got there, yeah? Is that some oil you got there? Oh, give me your oil. No, I don't want to give you my oil. No, I don't think you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Give me your oil. I'm going to take your oil. Bro, that's a typical nigger, man. Niggas will go, hey, those new Jordans and that, yeah? Hey, give me your Jordans, fam. That's basically what Esau is. He's a world stage nigger.
Yeah. What's mine's is mine's, and what's yours is mine's.
Right? Says, and it goes on to describe it, right? So you know that this next point is talking about Esau. It says, and the loss of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. He was the first murderer. Cain, man.
Cain.
Right? Which, if you can receive it, Cain and Esau are the same.
That's right.
Right? It says, and abode not in the truth, right? Because there's no truth in him. Right? In fact, to get a quick precept on that point, let me grab Psalms 58.
Yep.
If my phone wants to listen to me. So Psalms 58 and 3. Right, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
That's right, man. And that's the so-called white man. Esau Edom, man, right? As soon as he comes into the earth, did you see that clip that the elder posted in the chat?
Oh, not yet, no.
Alright, basically it was showing them all of these kids talking about the future, how they think it's going to be. And they were pretty much on point with Esau's agenda, man. They were going into it how, people are just going to become a number. They're going to be a statistic, and we got to reduce the population. So even from, as young as those ages, of being teenagers, they already had it in their mind of, destroying people and getting people out of the equation.
That's right.
That's when you go back to the Georgia Guidestones, keep humanity, under 500 million. Was it something like that?
Yeah.
500 million. So this guy is all about death, man.
Yep.
He's all about death, and he doesn't promote life in any way, shape, or form. That's why he promotes homosexuality, because homosexuality is really death.
Yep.
It's a way of minimizing, the earth.
Yeah.
If everyone is a faggot, then what goes down? Reproduction goes down.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy, he's ways off death, man.
Yeah.
Right. The Lord said, "Go forth and multiply," man. Right. So this guy is adverse to the scriptures.
Yeah. That's right. And there's also he's pro-abortion.
God.
That's why Isaiah 10 says, "I warn you that decree unrighteous decrees."
That's right.
Well, because I was just thinking on it, to keep humanity below 500 million. Right, that means you got to control who can have children.
Exactly.
Right, you got to control, and you got all of these programs. You got these broads that, you know, they're being trained to just take dick,
Yeah.
and then when the time comes, abort if they have a children, or put them on the pill, right? That means they're going to have full control of who's having sex, man.
That's right.
And who's reproducing.
Exactly, because to put a mark on it and say 500 million, what do you have to do? You have to closely monitor that number 24/7.
Yeah.
To make sure that it stays under 500 million.
That's right.
And if it goes over, what do you have to do? More killing.
Yeah.
You see, so this guy's a devil, man.
Yeah.
He's always been a devil, man. You know, when you really
That's
process
right.
it, it pisses you the fuck off, man.
That's right.
You know, he's wicked, man.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. You just got the Georgia Guidestones just standing there. They don't even know what it means, man.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Those are well put there. When you go and look up, you know, the images of it on Google, like that is like a monument. You know what I mean? It's there. Like the US government supports that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, physicians of lies, if you can get that.
Yeah.
It's in Job somewhere. You know, because, you know, you guys are physicians of lies, man. You know? Everything you speak is a lie. Everything you speak leads on to death.
That's right. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Physicians of no value. That's it, man. You know, the switchers speak better than us, man.
Yeah.
You know? That's beautiful, man.
Forgers of lies.
Forgers of lies, man. You know, from the very beginning. They are the original lies. Man, that's why we read Year of Your Father the Devil.
That's right.
Alright? Physicians of no value. They have no value when it comes to anything being of a good cause, man. Right? It's fully setting them to do evil. To do unrighteousness, man. That's their job. Right? That's why we don't expect anything more from the so-called white men, except for wickedness. We expect it.
Yeah.
It don't mean they ain't gonna make you angry.
Yeah, that's right. So finishing off John 8:44, it says, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
And the father of it, man. He's the father of lies, man. The originator of lies. You know, Cain.
That's right.
You know?
Hey, where's Abel? Yeah. Oh, where's my brother's keeper?
yeah, that's it, man. How you gonna say that to the Lord, man? You know what I mean? Where's your brother? Am I my brother's keeper? That's a big disrespect.
Yeah, bro. And once again, showing you that the majority, Jay, man, because that's a nigga. That's what a nigga will say. Well, fuck that nigga, man. I don't care about that nigga.
Yeah. But that's how you know, like John 8:44, you know, that's true, because that's how niggas are. They got that spirit on them, that Cain spirit, man.
Yeah.
You know? They got that same Cain spirit, that same wicked demonic spirit on them. That's why the wicked of our people, we're not going to make it on this side, man. Because that needs to be purged out, man.
That's right. Right.
Get the chip.
Yeah, I was looking. I think that's the majority of the point on that. This is Revelations 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That's right. So it said, you know, all, man. Right? There's going to be no exemptions, and as you can see from the article, that's already started, man.
Yeah.
This is prophecy coming to pass. Right now they're talking about vaccines, but pretty sure very soon they're going to be talking about the actual RFID chip, man. If they can do that with vaccines, then of course they can do it with the RFID chip. All right?
Yep. Hey, because it's all about, you know, they're all pushing it in the point of safety. You know, safety. And I can already imagine it. You know, there was another attack today by a chipless individual.
A chip. Yeah, and they're gonna make it like, if you ain't got that chip, you ain't cool.
Yeah, you ain't cool.
Down with the program.
Yeah,
you're almost like disgusting to be close to.
Yeah.
You know, you're a deadbeat. You know, you got that deadbeat map.
Yeah.
You know, your credit's gonna be fucked. You know, but you're just gonna be put to death.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because that's what the scriptures say. You're not gonna be able to walk these streets without a chip unless you're of the elect. You know.
Yep. Says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right. It's a Revelation. Oh, where'd it go? 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink, Salakia, of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
Right, so it said if you worship the image, which is talking about what the infrastructure, the lifestyle of the beast, man. You support the system, which many people already support the system of the beast.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's nothing new to them. So when it does, become mandatory, you will have a large majority of people that will willingly take the mark of the beast, and it won't be a big deal for them. But you will have revolts and uproars and people, who hold true to their values, to some extent.
Yeah.
And they are not going to be happy with having a chip inserted in their hand.
Yeah.
And those individuals don't even have the full truth.
Yeah.
All right. But that's how the Lord has set it up, man. All right. But you're going to have a large majority of people that are going to accept that image, accept the lifestyle of the mark of the beast, man. So it ain't going to be that hard for Esau to promote.
Yeah. A majority of people already accepted the image, man.
Yeah.
Right. So what? Women are women. Well, they've more or less, and the reason I say that is because this young generation, how is Esau pushed? Scriptures speak about wine, right? About how he's basically giving his wine to his neighbor to drink. It's one him that giveth his neighbor wine to drink, right? Which is his philosophies. Now he's pushed that in the school systems, man. Right, in these Western school systems, all these young man, you talk to a young child, man, at school or whatever, man, they're down with they're down with homosexuality. Right, whether they're homo or not, and whether they're out gonna say, fuck that faggot or not.
Yeah.
Right, they're down with homosexuality. Why? Because then they'll say, oh, it is, as long as it ain't around me. Right. Yeah. None of these young children are trying to quote the scriptures when it comes to that argument. Right. So ultimately, deep down, right, they're down with it. And the reason why I said these women, because you get these older women, right, they'll be down with it, with these homosexuality, whether it was taught in them schools when they were there or not. Right, they're down with it because women are evil, man. Yeah. That's the only way. Women are evil. Right. Man. So whatever's wickedness, they gonna ride with it, man.
Yeah, they're gonna go with whatever man has the power.
Yeah.
And Esau is the one that has the power, so they're gonna go with Esau. Man.
Yeah.
It don't matter, how wicked it is. They're gonna be on that vibration.
Yeah. Then you're gonna have the simps, right? For instance, because you get a lot of non-homosexuals that will go to Pride. Right, so you get like straight women that go to Pride, but then who they gonna bring? They gonna pull their boyfriend. Oh, come, let's go to Pride. It's gonna be so much fun. He's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah,
right.
He
goes.
Yeah.
Right, so and that's the thing. If you ain't cursing it out, you're down with it, man.
That's it, man.
Right, you like on my way into work, there's this one homosexual, right, and he's always with his broad, man, and his broad, like, she for me looks like she's heterosexual, but I know she's an enabler, man. Right, because she's an enabler because she ain't cursing it out. She ain't pulling that disgusted look that I pull whenever I see this kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And the kid's a kid, bro. Man's like 15 years old, and you can tell because the scripture saying Isaiah 1 and 3 to show their counting at 1 and 9.
Doth witness against them,
man.
God. That's right.
Right.
Yeah, because practically, man, if you ain't cursing it out, you down with it, man.
You down, man.
Because that means you're being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
The Lord hates hypocrites, man. So you don't want to be down with that lifestyle. You're supposed to hate that lifestyle. You're supposed to be like, yo, fuck that. That needs to get eradicated.
Yeah.
That needs to be wiped off of the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And that is what's going to happen.
That's
Amos
right.
9 and 8, the eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom.
That's right.
And he's going to wipe it out, man, because there's too much wickedness going on.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Hey, because even just on that topic, Salah, the spirit just ended up there. I was just speaking on it, right? But hey, if you don't look at that shit in a disgusting manner, that means you're susceptible to it, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One day you're fucking abroad, and then abroad just kind of plays around with the boot you hold, and then because you've never cursed that shit out, you might just be like, okay,
yeah. That's
right?
That's
right.
That
doesn't feel too bad,
Yeah, that's it, and that's lust, man. You had that member, of that,
oh man, yeah.
I'm not even going to mention his channel name, but you had that guy came out, and that's how it began. You started off with watching certain things and then trying it out. That's where the lust leads you, man. So it can easily happen. That's why you got to be fully against these things, man. Right? Or you're really inclined to do it.
Yeah.
And you have many people in the world that say, well, I'm comfortable with my sexuality, so he can touch my ass.
Nah, fuck that.
No, because that's going off.
That's going off, man. That's going off.
Well, you're going to be so comfortable that you're still getting popped, but I'm still not gay.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in prison.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens in prison. That mentality is in the prison system. I don't even know how we're speaking about it. Women, that's the spirit. Yeah. That's what happens in the prison system, where basically they'll say that, oh, I'm not on the bottom, I'm the top. So I ain't a faggot.
Hey, yeah, spirit, you brought that out because I spoke about that twice yesterday, or in last week.
Right.
But you remember the guy, the Jake, when he was explaining the story about how he gets them to do themselves up. So when the prison guards come, he can say he lewd himself up.
Yeah. That's it. That's what they do. They actually do them tactics, man. You know, so this thing goes deep, man. That whole lust and, you know, that faggot shit, it goes real deep, man.
Yep. Hey, but these are things, because once again, people, let me grab this scripture real quick. Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind, right, as he lied with the woman, and how is a man lie? How does a man? Well, we all know how it is, man. You lie with a woman, right? She gives you a peck on the cheek, then you might kiss her on the lips, and you start lipsing, and all of a sudden, you know, you're fucking each other. That's what I mean by lying with a woman, man.
Yeah.
So if a man lie with a woman, right, as he lied with
As a man.
Satan. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. Right? They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
That's right.
And their blood shall be upon men. Look, it was their fault, man. Hey, they did it to themselves. Right? You know, they chose that path, man.
Yeah, they chose that path.
They
so
chose that
path.
Right? They chose that path and they go live by it. So, hey, their judgment is their own fault, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So they shall surely be put to death. And why go and put to death? Because what does the scripture say? A little leaven of the whole lump, man.
That's right, man.
Right? Which is why you're seeing more homosexual young boys. You're seeing young kids. They're straight up flame balls, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at that shit like, this shit disgusts you, man. What the fuck is this shit, man?
Hey, when I went to New York years ago, I never seen so much lesbians, you know, in such a short space of time. Because I was only there for like a week, you know, and I saw so many young lesbians, like 13, 14, and they were just like kissing on the train and stuff. And I saw that everywhere I went, man.
Damn.
You know, and I know now it must be worse because that was nearly a decade ago when I went. You know, so that spirit, you know, the homosexual spirit, you know, that's a very powerful spirit, man.
Yeah.
It's like being involved in Islam. Once you're involved in Islam, you pretty much in the abyss.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't coming out of that, man.
Yeah.
That's just how the Lord has set certain demons up where you just can't get out of them.
Yeah.
They're just too powerful. You know?
Right. Hey, but this, you know, scriptures do say, you know, the Lord's hand is not slack that it's short that it can save.
That's
right. Hey, because you know what? Hey, the Lord can do some stuff. And thing is, he will do it to be a stumbling block onto people who don't want in the truth. Right. You know, so it says Galatians 5:9, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Right? Hey, because what was it? Because, you know, swinging back into the topic, someone might just be saying, it's just a small chip, man. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, it's just a vaccine. You know, hey, you take the vaccine, you're better. Than, you know, it is what it is. Oh, it's just, you know, two guys, they love each other, though, so it's all right.
Yeah. It's all about love.
Yeah, it's all about love.
As long as they love each other, it's okay.
Yeah.
But then when you ask them about pedophilia, they're uncomfortable to discuss that with you.
Yeah.
Because they know in their own eyes, it's not right.
Yeah.
But then what is Esau trying to do? He's even trying to normalize pedophilia.
That's right.
So then when you use the example pedophilia now, they're going to say, yeah, that too. See, it's getting to that stage. It's actually getting to that stage. Where, you know, you can't even use that as example no more. Because, you know, at camp, we've used that many times to shut people up. All right, then what about pedophilia? And then they kind of don't want to talk about it.
Oh, these will be the same guys, right, that saying love. Yeah, but they boycotted R. Kelly.
Right. Exactly.
And Aaliyah loved Kel so much, she sang a whole song about it. It ain't nothing but a number. Right? She sang a whole song about it, man. So, but they're the same people.
Right.
But love.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. They're hypocrites, man. You know, only when it suits them.
That's right.
Only when it suits them.
But it's not so much only when it suits them. It's only when Esau tells them, man. Why? Right. Because it's all about Esau's agenda being pushed out into the world.
Right. Kind of. Yep.
Right?
That's right.
So as soon as Esau says, look, pedophilia is cool, these same people, right, they gonna be singing along with that tune. Yeah.
That's it, man. That's how Esau does. It's all witchcraft, man. You know, upon the minds of the people. That's how he pushes things out there. He massages it into you. You know, bring you a few stories to go with it. You know, see how you take to it, and then put it in full force, man, when he's ready. And that's simply what Esau is doing with this whole thing with the vaccines. This is testing the people out, man. Seeing how far they're willing to go, how they react, seeing how soon he can do the real thing which is what? The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man.
That's right.
That's simply what Esau's doing, man.
This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Well, we ain't ignorant of Esau, man. Hey, we wiser than you, dog. You know, you might have your child. Your child thinks he's all being smart and he thinks he's gotten away with something.
Yeah.
And then you come, he thinks he's gotten away with it, you spank him, right? And he's like, look, man, I knew what you was doing all along.
Yep.
Right, Esau, we know what you're doing, man. You ain't that smart.
God.
Right, why do you know what you're doing? Because what you're doing has been left to us thousands of years ago,
Yep.
right, from the Lord, man.
That's right.
The Lord basically got his men, it's like, write this down in tables, write it in the book. So exactly, make it plain. So in the last days, we gonna be able to tell what Esau's doing, man.
Yeah. And that's crazy. That's bad. You know, because you didn't even know that we was gonna do that. Man.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. You could have said you didn't know I could do that,
you
did you?
Didn't know. You didn't even know. You didn't even know it. You didn't know that the Lord done that.
Yeah.
You know, the very book that you gave us in slavery is now condemning you.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't decode it because you wasn't spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, you thought this is harmless. Give them this. Let's control them with this. Little did you know the Lord was gonna wake up his elect.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right. And hey, it's one of them ones as well where you don't you ain't counting. I remember I forgot what was it, elder and apostle. Esau didn't count on one thing, man. That is we Yasha'Allah, man. What's our surname? Right? Yeah, the Lord himself surnamed us, man. So when we get that spiritual, because he's good at bioweapons. What is Ezekiel 21:9? The sword is sharpened.
Yeah.
Right? But he doesn't realize in sharpening that sword to kill Jake, he's just doing what the Lord wants.
Yep.
What? Zechariah 13:9. Right? 2/3 of my people shall die.
Yep.
Right?
That's it, man.
The sinners are Amos 9 as well. Sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
So hey, Esau, and the sword is sharpened. So who's sharpening that sword really?
The Lord.
Right? And then hey, what's gonna make it beautiful is that he gonna use that sword on the power of on the chosen.
Yeah.
Right? And the Lord's gonna say, you weren't expecting this with spiritual power.
Yeah. Hey, if Satan be cast against Satan, how should his kingdom stand?
That's
Because
right.
then the Lord's gonna use your own weapons against you. Man.
That's right.
And you're gonna turn that gun around and shoot yourself in the head.
That's right.
You know, the Lord is bad, man. This is the master plan of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
You got anything else, bro?
I ain't got anything now.
All right, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying.
Lord's will is edifying, man.
And until next time, we'll give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's right. Until next time, Shalom, brothers.
Shalom.